The English countryside is changing again. During my daily walks through fields and forests here in Somerset, I see that snowdrops and daffodils are slowly fading, giving way to wild garlic and swelling buds on trees and hedges. I'm excited for April and spring, bringing the longer days and warmth I crave so much at this time of the year. And I know I'm not alone in this. Sunshine, blue skies, and being able to leave the house without a heavy coat are some of those simple pleasures in life that are easy to overlook, yet they make our everyday lives so much better. I'm making a new recipe, meatballs cooked in a curry sauce. I've never made this before, so I'm looking forward to trying it. Cooking every day can be cumbersome, especially if you have a large family. It's not just the cooking time, but also the washing up afterwards. That's why my husband and I try to always cook for at least 2 days, which really brought the joy of cooking back into our lives. Growing up, I never appreciated homemade meals and thought that eating out was what successful people did. I still definitely enjoy meal in a restaurant or a cozy tea room, but I've also grown to love homemade food. I enjoy cooking for my family, and even more when my husband cooks, as he is an excellent chef. Food is such an essential part of our lives, so finding joy in both making and eating it is a simple way to create more happy moments in everyday life. I find it very calming and relaxing being alone in the kitchen, pans steaming on the cooker, as I'm shaping meatballs in my cozy little kitchen that has been the heart of our home for past 6 years. The meatballs are cooking and I have some spare time, so I decided to make simple naan bread. It's literally just flour and yogurt, and if you make them once, I promise you, you won't go back to shop bought ones. One of my simple yet beloved pleasures in life is visiting villages and, of course, churches in remote locations. To be honest, I've started considering my husband and myself as a little bit of church crawlers. No week goes by without us standing in some rural churchyard, admiring the stonework and reading about the history of the building and surrounding village. But first, coffee and early lunch before we get into exploring. We are in the churchyard of the village of Widecombe-in-the-Moor. The church is known as the Cathedral of the Moors due to the size of its tower, which is unproportionately large considering the small population it serves. The church has a fascinating history that blends Christian beliefs with old superstitions. It was struck by lightning in the 17th century, and the rumor quickly spread that the devil himself had visited Widecombe to claim the soul of a serial gambler who had fallen asleep during the church service. standing in the church in this tiny village surrounded by desolate bare moors stretching for miles in every direction. I can feel how easy it would be to believe such story of supernatural forces. Happiness is definitely homemade. We've had a lovely delivery of home decor to our shop that should be online soon, and I'm keeping this recipe book stand for myself. I only select items that would fit in a cozy cottage in the English countryside, things that add warmth and rustic feeling to our homes. My cress has outgrown its cute little metal container, so I'm moving it to a new vase that will add a rustic chic to my windowsill. And since I have your attention, I want to let you know that we have a new scent for spring and summer. Developing a new fragrance is always a big deal, and I'm incredibly excited to be adding the scent of English rose to our collection. Roses are my favorite flowers. I even named my daughter Rosa, so this has been long overdue. I hope you will love these new candles as much as I do. It's time to make a cake, and this time choosing what to make was a real pickle. My mom is coming tomorrow to stay with us for 10 days, so I want to make a cake she'll enjoy, but I also have to consider the kids. Neither of them likes lemony bakes. Rosa doesn't like majority of the fruits yet, and my mom doesn't like cinnamon. So I had quite a restricted choice and decided to make a simple cheesecake that will hopefully make everyone happy. If I haven't convinced you that cooking can become a small pleasure of everyday life, baking definitely is. I find it incredibly relaxing and peaceful. And no, my bakes don't always turn out perfect, but experimenting is part of the fun. Eventually, you'll find those few recipes that you can whip up in 15 minutes and that always turn out well. They will give you the confidence to try more advanced and difficult bakes. If I had unlimited amount of money and no responsibilities, I would still be standing in my kitchen mixing butter and whipping cream. You wouldn't find me on luxury yachts or shopping for Hermes bags. I would still be strolling through medieval villages and reading gravestones faded by centuries of weather. These are the things that add magic and joy to my ordinary life, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. Living a simple life doesn't mean I have no ambition or plans. Quite the opposite. But the whole point of slow living is not to lose sight of the good small things in everyday life in the rush towards the big impressive things. just like that, another cake for my family is ready. This time to be enjoyed by my mom too. Sometimes I think about how I remember my mom in my youth, strong and successful, and how now I am a mom to a little girl too. I hope I will teach her that she can be anyone she wants to be, a boss babe climbing the ladder, a business owner, a homemaker, all of it or none of it, as long as she is happy. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.